Look around today and you'll see a world that is just absolutely obsessed with the destination of wealth. Literally everywhere you look, people are relentlessly chasing this idea of financial freedom, the luxury lifestyle, the massive bank accounts, but they are completely ignoring the rigorous, demanding journey required to actually arrive there. It's like everyone just wants to teleport straight to the finish line without ever even putting the key in the ignition. Welcome to This Explainer. Most people chase the road to wealth, but they forget the vehicle, the map, the fuel, and the driver. And honestly, that is exactly why so many people start this journey super excited, only to end up completely broken down on the side of the road. You simply cannot reach the destination if you don't respect the machinery and the actual mechanics of the trip itself. All right, let's really dive into this. To actually understand how scalable wealth is created, we have to just totally shatter this illusion that wealth is a single lucky break or some isolated tactic you can just copy-paste. Wealth is in reality an extended road trip, and if your entire focus is just staring at that final destination, you are fundamentally missing the mechanics of how to get there. The journey requires preparation, it requires resilience, and most importantly, it requires a comprehensive system. Picture this for a second. Imagine a group of college kids heading out on a massive spring break road trip from Chicago all the way down to South Florida. They are entirely enamored with the destination, right? The sunny beaches, the warm weather, that ultimate payoff. But because they are so intensely preoccupied with Florida, they completely ignore the vehicle that's actually taking them there. They don't check the oil, they completely ignore the engine, they skip the tune-up, and what happens? 8 hours in, their old car blows a gasket. Suddenly, the whole trip just stalls out on the side of the road in some stinky cornfield in rural Illinois, light years away from the beach. Well, this is exactly what happens to wealth seekers. They focus on the money, but totally ignore the process, and inevitably, their financial journey stalls out in the middle of nowhere. So, let's break down a huge misconception here. We're constantly being sold on this idea of the one-ingredient tactic. This idea that all you need is real estate or stock trading or this one specific business idea to get rich. But wealth is not one ingredient. It's a full recipe. Think about baking chocolate chip cookies. If you just toss a handful of chocolate chips into an oven, you're not getting a cookie, right? You're just getting a burnt, smoky mess. You need flour, sugar, butter, the exact right baking temperature. It's the whole shebang. If you miss key ingredients in your financial formula, things like your mindset, the vehicle itself, and your execution, the final result is totally destroyed. A single tactic simply is not enough. To really grasp this recipe, we need a massive paradigm shift. You see, society completely glorifies the event, that highly visible, super exciting climax of success, but it completely ignores the process, the unseen backstory of trial, risk, hard work, and deep sacrifice. For a master chef, that incredible meal sitting on your table, that's the event. But the hours of prep, burning their fingers, sweating in a hot kitchen for years, that is the process. And here's the thing. Process is what actually makes millionaires. The events you see are merely the byproducts of that process. Without the process, there is literally no event. Think about it like this. We all see the massive headlines, right? A $50 million pro athlete contract, or some huge startup exit. That's the event. It grabs attention, it goes viral, and honestly, it looks like a lucky break to most people. But look at the process on the other side, the grueling reality of it. 4-hour daily practices, torn ligaments, grueling rehab, constant rejection. Or for the entrepreneur, we're talking years of coding in a garage, suffocating debt, testing, failing, and rebuilding from scratch. We absolutely have to kill the overnight success myth right now. If you try to skip the process, you are never going to experience the event. Okay, so how does this all come together? Well, it builds into this ultimate 4-part road trip formula. This is the complete system you actually need. Step 1 is your roadmap, which represents your underlying beliefs about wealth and money. Step 2 is the vehicle, and hey, that vehicle is you, your knowledge, your health, your discipline. Step 3 is the roads, which are the actual financial paths or business structures you choose to travel. And finally, step 4 is speed, which translates directly to execution. Missing even a single one of these components stalls the entire journey. You can't just have a great road without fuel, or a super fast vehicle without a map to guide you. Seriously, think about it this way. You could literally be sitting in a 700 horsepower supercar on a perfectly paved, straight, wide open highway. But if your internal roadmap is pointing you in the completely wrong direction, or if you simply refuse to press your foot on the accelerator to execute, that vehicle means absolutely nothing. Ideas without execution or energy without direction, they're really just puzzle pieces scattered all over the floor. Section 1. Paying the wealth tolls. The price of wealth. Look, the journey to wealth, It is definitely not some smooth, breezy cruise down easy street. It is an intense road trip, and that road is heavily paved with tolls. Look at the specific tolls required just for admission: risk, discomfort, rejection, discipline, hard work, and intense personal change. This is exactly where the theoretical desire for wealth slams into the grim reality of execution. Most people say they want the destination, sure, but the moment they hit that first toll booth of discomfort or face a major rejection, what do? They turn the car right around and head straight back to their comfort zone. The toll weeds out the weak, for sure. It escorts them right back to the land of average. You have to expect the potholes. You have to expect the sacrifice, because that discomfort is exactly what forges the process. Which actually brings us to a pretty direct, maybe even a little uncomfortable question. Are you secretly looking for a wealth chauffeur? Society today wants to outsource basically everything. We want someone else to clean our house, deliver our food, and magically build our bank accounts. We see people constantly trying to outsource the hard work of wealth creation to gurus or mentors or these get-rich-quick systems that promise to just do all the driving for them. Here's the harsh truth. You are the driver. No one, and I mean no one, can do the process for you. If someone magically gifted you your absolute dream life tomorrow without any effort on your part, the person you actually needed to become to sustain that wealth would be completely dwarfed. There's no wisdom, there's no personal growth, and there's zero resilience gained in a journey that someone else completes for you. Mentors, courses, books, they are incredibly helpful tools. They can absolutely help tune your engine, but they cannot, under any circumstances, replace your personal execution and the strength you gain from the struggle itself. Section 2. The 3 Roadmaps, Navigating Wealth. All right, since you're the one in the driver's seat, the compass for this whole trip is your internal roadmap. And honestly, it determines everything. When it comes to financial destinations, there are 3 distinct paths you can choose to follow, and they operate in entirely different universes. First up, there's the sidewalk. The destination here, poorness. Sidewalkers are driven entirely by instant gratification. They have zero plan and are always just one disaster, one layoff, or one bad month away from being totally broke. Second is the slow lane, where the destination is mediocrity. And this is the widely accepted plan, right? Sacrifice your today for a secure tomorrow. Work 50 years, pinch pennies, and just pray the market doesn't crash so you can be rich when you're 70. Finally, there is the fast lane, which is actually designed for wealth. Fast laners believe in process, leverage, and building scalable systems that completely divorce their wealth from their time. Your underlying beliefs dictate exactly which of these roadmaps you're currently holding. So check out how this entire chain reaction of wealth actually works. Literally all of it starts with your belief system. If you believe wealth is just blind luck, well, that belief creates your choices, like, say, buying lottery tickets instead of building a business. Those choices then turn into your daily actions, and those actions solidify into your final results. A financial destination isn't some random accident. It is simply the final, inevitable result of the beliefs that guide the map you are holding. If you want to change your life, you have to change your choices. And to change your choices, you must fundamentally change your core belief system. Which leaves us with a really vital question you've got to ask yourself right now. What belief system is actually driving my financial decisions? Are you playing the odds on the sidewalk just hoping for a lucky event? Are you slowly trading 5 days of work for 2 days of freedom in the slow lane? Or are you focused on building a true system of leverage in the fast lane? You have to look inward and honestly examine the map you are using to navigate your life. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, please remember this. If your financial life is not moving, maybe the problem is not the road. Maybe it is the map you have been following. It is time to stop chasing random tactics, stop hoping for a lucky event, and start building the holistic wealth process. Get your vehicle ready, pay the tolls, and choose the roadmap that actually leads to freedom. So, the only question left is, are you ready to get in the driver's seat and change your map?